Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Hbar holders. Thank you for all the love that you guys show. Happy November 1st. We are starting off the brand new month today. Can't believe, this is the second last month of the year of 2025. Again, October did end up as far as, Bitcoin daily candle is concerned. We did close on about a 3%, retracement from a monthly standpoint. But again, new month. Hopefully, this month brings in excitement. And speaking about excitement, obviously, we are going into Saturday morning. You could see for yourself, we are seeing quite a bit of green across the board. Tau is up 21.1%, Dash absolutely going crazy, Virtual. Pretty much a lot of altcoins are actually, turning back into the green. HBAR up 4.6% over the last 24 hours. So, nice gain on that point on as well. But let's take a closer look and see, what's really happening. But before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer. Anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So if you're looking at HBAR's price as of November 1st, you can see, we're back above 20 cents. That's obviously really nice to see. And on the Bitcoin side of things, we are also up 4%. Valuation 8.56 billion at the 24-hour trading volume at about $421.8 million dollars. But let's talk about some of this stuff here, which again is the ETF stuff. Again, it's quite new still, but in just a short span of time, we are seeing major amounts of inflows coming in, as well as the volume and the amount of H bar that is being held by Canary Capital. So you can see Canary Capital ETF now holds over 235 million H bar, and that is equivalent to $45 million dollars in today's obviously value. So again, if you want to put that into perspective in terms of a supply standpoint, that's about 0.5% of all H bar supply in just 3 days. Steve, Canary Capital CEO, discusses that HBAR ETF as the leading technology utilized by enterprise. So again, big stuff coming from the CEO. But let's take a closer look and see what's really happening with the price of HBAR as of today. Obviously going into the weekend and obviously starting off a new month. Most importantly, so again, if you're looking at it on a Bitcoin dominant standpoint, you can see for yourself we're still below 60%. We did obviously come down to 59.79% a few hours back, but things are picking up, as you can see for yourself. But again, at this point, I've said this pretty much time and time out. We want to really see the dominance, start to see more weakness. Pretty much, we have a lot of things out of the way now. We have seen that rate cut. The meeting between the U.S. president and the Chinese president was actually a good meeting. There's a lot happening. So, could this month really be the month where we do start to see things picking up? As far as Bitcoin is concerned, you can see for yourself. Let's give Bitcoin a refresh live to really understand, where Bitcoin's currently sitting at. You can see for yourself, Bitcoin is back in the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement levels. We did come up to $111,239 a few hours back, got rejected, came down to 108,000, but we were able to reclaim back into the 23.6. And this time around, you can see for yourself, we got supported by the 23.6. You can see we retested right at the neckline and have seen that play as a support. So far so good. Hopefully this month really brings in excitement, because again, that is what a lot of people want. And again, I just have this gut feeling that the remainder of the year could be exciting, based off of not just like what analysts are saying, but again, if you're looking at it from the last 2 months, 3 months time frame, haven't really seen a lot of excitement. We did see some excitement in September, but to the scale where it's consistent, and hopefully this month brings us that. If you're looking at HBAR's price right now, again, I only want you guys to focus on HBAR's price on the hourly time frame. You can see for yourself, HBAR price actually closed almost at 20 cents. Obviously, we didn't close into the 61.8, but the price itself is not looking bad at all. You can see for yourself, we did actually come down back to this 19 cents price, but you can see for yourself, when Bitcoin saw that retracement below the 23.6, we did saw the HBAR price make its way down to this range, but you can see from there on 7.46% move towards the upside. So it's holding really, really nicely right now, despite the fact that dominance is still on the verge of getting back up to 60%. Regardless of that, HBAR price very close to this retracement, that I'm sorry, that resistance that we retested in the 61.8 after the ETF went live. So it's holding really nicely, but obviously we want to see the price making its way back up to the 61.8 sooner rather than later. But what I want you guys to realize today is, yes, the dominance is sitting at almost 60%, but imagine when the dominance pulls down to the likes of where we were back in September, which one is our yearly low. Let me give it a refresh live to give you guys a little bit of a better understanding as to what I'm really saying here. So you can see for yourself, September was our yearly low for the year of 2025 for the dominance. Imagine what happens for HBAR if it's already performing, this good. Obviously, it is due to the ETF coming live, that is bringing a lot of excitement, that is bringing in a lot of inflows, and of course, that's going to have a positive impact on the price of HBAR. But imagine once the dominance pulls down to, where it was back in September, and Bitcoin obviously kind of stabilizes itself. I personally think HBAR could push back up to some of these levels that we actually have not seen since obviously the beginning of this year. Again, obviously breaking above 27 cents, a level we actually have not broken above since July. Well, we obviously broke above there, but it was obviously a rejection. You could see for yourself. We want to, really start retesting that. If you were to ask me what is the main level to be watching out for, it is at that exact level, because let's not forget, we were in the 61.8 not too long ago, but obviously due to the market liquidation that we saw on October 10th, that did drag a lot of altcoins down, and obviously HBAR is no exception. You can see what happened, but we were in the 61 point. It's not that we weren't. So again, in terms of a biggest confirmation, it would be around the 27 cents in my opinion, and obviously closing above that key range. But again, gotta take it one step at a time. Let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are. Thank you so much for all the love, and we'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.